Disclaimer, the following video is just a bunch of random stuff put together by a stupid guy trying to be funny. It is not meant to be mean in any way. This video is also full of jokes that may not be appropriate for a younger audience. If you see a game that you like in this series, please remember that this is all based off of my own personal opinion. The jokes in this series are also mainly satire and just for entertainment purposes. Finally, please do not go and send hate to anyone mentioned in these videos as they have done absolutely nothing wrong and do not deserve it. Don't say that I didn't warn you.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, even on Roblox. All the kids that are 5 to 10, they're begging their parents again to buy Christmas things from the catalog. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. It is on its way, but the prettiest sight to see is the shit games that will be ones that Bob will play. Welcome everybody to another episode of Worst Games on Roblox. Now, as we all know, Christmas is just around the corner. Now, this can mean many things. The decorations are going up, Mariah Carey's song is playing everywhere, and of course, Roblox is getting involved, which means that it's now time to review more shit games on Roblox. Let's just hope that none of them cost £50. Oh, outdated jokes are the best. So, ladies, gentlemen, dogs and cats, please welcome today's episode's host, Will Smith! I said, please welcome today's episode's host, Will Smith! Where's Will Smith? Why isn't he here? Where the fuck is Will Smith? What? We couldn't get Will Smith in today. What? For fuck's sake. We got Bob again, guys. It's Bob again, for fuck's sake.
Ho 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 everybody, Bob is back. Merry Christmas to all of you. As a special gift, I am going to review 3 more shitty games on Roblox. And the best part about them is that they're all Christmas themed, so let's just get straight into it. The first game we're going to take a look at is this one. It's called Christmas Obby and in brackets, 65 stages. Wow guys, I'm so excited. There are so many different stages in this game, but before we continue on, I just want to show you guys the absolute mess of a description. What the actual fuck is this? It's literally just the words Christmas and Obby copied and pasted a bunch of times. I don't really know why the creator of this game thought that was a good idea, but let's ignore that for now and actually start playing the game. So I've spawned on the roof of a house, and behind me I can see lava jumps. Well, they're supposed to be lava jumps, but they've been recolored so that they fit the theme of Christmas. Inside the house is just a small room that contains a fireplace, Christmas tree and some presents next to it. For some reason I also have a present in my inventory which doesn't do anything, but enough about that. Let's start the obby. The first level was easy, and so was the second one, but on the third level I kept on dying because I was being a big stupid idiot and didn't stop walking in time, causing me to fall off. But I finished it eventually. The next level after that was one of those guess the path levels, and these ones are easy because all you need to do is move the camera down, and if the path is solid, then the camera won't go through it. The next few levels after that were also pretty easy, and something I had noticed about each level was that the bricks were colored to match with the theme of Christmas, but there was pretty much nothing Christmas related at all in the obby itself. Sure, green and red are the colors of Christmas, but they're just green and red bricks. They hardly relate to Christmas at all, besides being commonly used colors. If I made this game, I would have tried to make some levels Christmas themed. For example, this one where you have to jump onto different bricks. I think instead of using green and red bricks, they could have used presents instead. That would fit the Christmas theme a lot more than just plain old green and red bricks. I then came across a staircase which disappeared as I walked on it. It was a very easy level, but then the next level after that made no sense. Lava and rocks? What the fuck does this have to do with No, seriously, what do lava and rocks have to do with Christmas? I know I said that green and red bricks didn't represent Christmas that well, but rocks and lava have absolutely nothing to do with Christmas, so I don't get why they're in a game called Christmas Obby. And that wasn't the only level that wasn't Christmas themed. I came across quite a few of them, like this one where you had to guess which door to walk through, or this one where you had to jump on sticks, even though you could just walk along the top and avoid the whole thing. Okay, now we're on level 26, I think I'm doing pretty good so far. All I need to do is jump on each brick and make it to the other side. There we go, that was easy. Wait a second, where else have I seen this level? But on the third level I kept on dying because I was being a big stupid idiot and didn't stop walking in time. Oh right, in this exact fucking game. Yes people, here we have almost the exact same level as level 3. The only difference with this one is that it's twice as long, since they just copied and pasted the whole level from level 3, placed it up here and then copied it again and pasted it at the end of this one to make it longer. You can even see the ends of both the levels and where they copied and pasted it to, and this wasn't the only level that was almost exactly the same as another. A few levels down the line, I came across another Guess the Path level, and the level right after it was the exact same as level 3, just backwards. I also came across more lava jumps, and even another level that had the lava and rocks. Holy shit, the developer of this game is so fucking lazy. They didn't even try to make the levels look different, they just copied and pasted some of the levels just so that they didn't have to make new ones. And these cloned levels carried on throughout most of the rest of the game, and when I got to the end, it looked almost identical to the beginning, the only difference being the path givers and hats, which every other fucking obby on Roblox has. Well, thank God that I finished this awful game. Now it's time to give my review. This game is very poorly made. The developer of this game didn't even bother with about half of the levels since a lot of them are copied and pasted. I know a lot of obbies also use the same levels over and over, but with those obbies, at least they tried to change the design slightly. With this game, they just copied and pasted some of the levels and flipped them around, which is incredibly lazy development. Also, the title of this game is Christmas Obby, yet hardly anything in the game has anything to do with Christmas. The only Christmas-themed things in the entire game are the start and finish, as well as 3 of the levels where you had to jump on Santa, presents and Christmas trees. They may as well rename this game to Red, White and Green Obby since almost every level is colored in red, white and green. Also throughout the entire game, a jazz version of Jingle Bells is heard playing. So overall, this is probably one of the worst obbies I have ever played. So with my review out the way, let's move on to the second game. I can't believe I'm doing another one of these. I don't really know why I am, but since it's Christmas, I'm going to do it just for you guys. I don't have much to say about the thumbnail or title, so let's not waste time and just hop straight into it. So the game starts off with this lovely title screen, as well as some music in the background. Once it's done loading, you can then hop straight into the game, and once you spawn in, the game starts with the exact same thing as almost every other tycoon in Roblox, by giving you a dropper which drops stuff onto a conveyor, which then gets you money that you use to buy the other stuff in the tycoon. However, to make things faster, the creator of this game has kindly given us a button that we can press which drops a bunch of wreaths, speeding up the process of making money. The first few things I bought were just the generic stuff you'd find in most other Roblox tycoons, parts of the building as well as some money upgraders. At one point I noticed a sign that told me to pick up some presents and drop them off there, so to pass the time, I went around and collected a few presents, and dropping off presents gives you something called gift points. I'm not too sure on what they do though because I couldn't figure it out, but anyway, let's continue. Like most tycoons, this one had me waiting for a while just so I could get enough money to buy one item, which is something that I really dislike about most tycoons. They all start off slow, and have you waiting for a while, but after you get all the money givers and upgraders, the process speeds up a lot, but some of the items here weren't too expensive, which was nice, and it meant I didn't have to wait for an excessively long time. I ended up buying some pretty cool weapons, as well as most of the money givers and upgraders on the first floor, so I decided to go for a quick walk before I then noticed that the game had some quests you could do. Perfect. This is a good way to pass the time while I wait for my money to build up. I guess I'll start with the Gift Count 2.0 quest, so let's go and find those 8 presents. Oh hey, look, here's one in a tree, let's pick it up. Okay, now we need to take it back. Job done, that's 1 down, now 7 more to go. As I was walking around some more, I saw a hole in the wall, so I decided to investigate it and walk through. Holy fucking shit, it could be, guys, we found Santa's grotto, I can't believe it. While I was there, I also found a puzzle on the wall. It took me a while to figure out, but I managed to do it eventually, and completing the puzzle also gave me a key. Now that that puzzle is done, let's explore Santa's workshop. Oh my fucking god, it's Santa. Sorry about that, but yeah, you can find Santa just chilling out in his workshop here, and you can even talk to him. He gives you information about some of the quests in the game, and the puzzle from earlier was actually one of 3 puzzles that were all part of a quest called the Gift of Education. So after finding out about that, I looked around the area for the other puzzles, eventually finding a true or false game and a crosswords game, and completing all 3 got me the Gift of Education. Haha, take that, haters, I am a smart boy now. Before I left the workshop, I also found a bunch of colors and numbers on the wall, but I couldn't figure out what to do with them, so I then decided to head back to the tycoon. Oh my fucking god, look at all that cash, I'm now a millionaire. Wow, that quest really did help to pass the time. Now I can buy a lot more stuff for my tycoon, like the 2nd floor, or this elf suit. Fuck yeah, now I can really work for Santa with this new elf suit. But after buying the elf suit, the majority of the stuff I bought was pretty much all the same stuff that I had bought on the 1st floor, but with all the money I had made, I was able to buy pretty much the rest of the tycoon, apart from a few items on the top floor. So while we wait, I think we'll try and complete the gift hunt quest. I already found one of the presents, so let's look for the others. Here's an orange one in a tree, let's pick it up. Oh, there's a 0 underneath it, I wonder what that is for. Oh well, let's just take this back. 2 down, 6 to go. Quite conveniently, one of the presents was right outside my tycoon, which meant I could easily take it back and drop it off. Here's a yellow one, and a green one, and a black one, a blue one, and finally a white one. Now that that's all the presents, once I drop this off I should get my prize. There we go, now where is my prize? Where is my prize? Hold on a second. Before I left the workshop, I also found a bunch of colors and numbers on the wall. Oh my fucking god, I'm so stupid. So, it turns out I had been doing the quest all wrong, and instead of dropping the presents off in my tycoon, I had to drop them off at Santa's workshop, which explains why there was that thing with the colors and numbers on the wall. For fuck's sake, now I have to go around the whole map again and pick up each present one by one. I was being pretty stupid earlier and didn't read the description of the quest, which told me exactly how to do it. I just read the title and started. Well, I guess we'll have to start all over again. So each present has a number under it, and when you drop off the present at Santa's workshop, you have to put in the number as well. That's all the presents. Now hopefully I should get my— oh my fucking god, finally I got it. Well, that's all I played in the game. After having to do the gift hunt quest twice, I was getting really bored of it, but for once I did manage to fully complete the tycoon. So with all of that out the way, it's now time for my review. This game is not that bad if I'm honest. The tycoon part itself is pretty boring like most tycoons on Roblox, but the quests in this game were a very good way of passing the time while you waited for your money to build up. Most tycoons don't have that, and they just have you waiting for a while with not much to do. The The quests in this game really had me invested and made me want to complete them, especially the gift count one, even though I was bored of that the second time I did it. I also think that the items in this game are too expensive, which is another good thing since a lot of tycoons have really expensive stuff, which then adds on to the time you have to wait for your money to build up. So, while the actual tycoon itself is pretty boring, I think the quests were a good way of passing the time and definitely made the game more fun. Overall, I would say that I quite like this game. It's just a tycoon itself that is pretty boring, so with that out the way, now it's time to move on to our last game. Here is the last game that we're going to play. It's called North Pole Simulator. Judging by the title, I'm guessing that we're going to work in the North Pole. It sounds pretty exciting, so let's hop straight into it. Before we spawn in, we're greeted by none other than Santa himself, who gives us a warm welcome, and then he tells us that all of his elves are sick. As in, every single one of them. What the fuck happened? Did they all happen to have caught a deadly virus at the exact same time? If all of them are sick, does that mean that they're going to die? And if they die, what will happen to Christmas? Will Christmas be forever cancelled because every single one of Santa's dumb-ass elves all got sick and none of them have a cure? No, actually. Instead, Santa wants the players to do the elves' jobs this year. Oh, how exciting. I finally get to be a slave for a day. Santa then tells us about the jobs that need doing, and then tells us to start off in the workshop making toys. So let's go and do that right now. Here we are in the workshop. Hold on, why is there an elf in here? I thought Santa said that all the elves were sick, so if that's the case, what the fuck is this guy doing here? Well, I guess he needs some help and can make toys all by himself, so let's go and talk to him. He gave me some instructions to follow. The instructions were pretty basic. All you really need to do is walk back and forth between the material boxes and toy machine, so let's make our first toy. Since we're only level 0, we can only make tier 1 toys. Now let's see what the first toy we need to make is. A jetpack? What the fuck? What lucky kid is getting a jetpack this year? Also, how is a jetpack tier 1? If a jetpack is tier 1, then I bet tier 2 will be something like a Rolls Royce. Like I said, all you really do when making toys is just walk over to the boxes with the materials above them, then walk back and put it into the machine, and for every toy you make, you get some money, and money can be spent on things such as sacks for carrying the toys and sleds for riding into the village. You may have also noticed that sometimes you'll also get Santa hats, which have to be spent alongside the coins in order to buy things. So you can't just spend 8 Santa hats, you have to spend 8 Santa hats as well as the amount of coins for one item, which I think is absolutely ridiculous, but let's continue. After making a few more toys, I got quite bored and wanted to do something else, so I stared at a giant dildo for a bit and then went to chop down some trees. The way you chop down the trees is just by pressing your mouse button a few times until it falls over. Then when it's chopped, you have to drag it to this massive fucking pipe thing where it somehow gets sucked up, yet you stay on the ground. I'm not too sure how that works, but let's carry on. Oh boy, I sure can't wait to carry on clicking my mouse button over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I got bored of that, so I went into the tree decorating building so that I could decorate them, but when I tried to decorate one, it said I needed to be level 5. So let me get this straight, you can be level 1 in order to swing a dangerous weapon that could potentially kill someone, as well as carry incredibly heavy bundles of wood, but you have to be level 5 in order to put a few bits of plastic and lights on a tree? That makes no fucking sense. Also, apparently Santa and his elves decorate the trees before they're put into people's homes. After getting bored of continuously chopping down more trees, I then decided to do something else, so I went into the gift storage room and talked to the elf in there. He told me that I had to deliver the presents to the houses in the village. So, is it Christmas Eve already? And if that's the case, why isn't Santa doing this himself? Did he also get sick, or is he just being lazy? Well, I guess this could be the most entertaining thing to do, so let's pick up some presents and head off. The village was quite far away, and I didn't have a sled, which meant I had to run all the way there. Oh hey, there's another elf here, let's talk to him. Okay, so all I really need to do is climb down the chimney and put the presents under the tree. Oh fuck. Well, the game crashed, but not to worry, we can just rejoin. The game saves your progress, which is good, and now that we're back, let's deliver those presents. So delivering presents actually required a few more button presses than chopping down the trees, since you had to climb onto a house via a ladder, which, by the way, is a very easy way for a robber to sneak in, so you'd better set up some traps around your house to keep them from killing you. Then after you climb the ladder, you then go down the chimney, and then you have to get a present out and put it under the tree, and then climb back up the chimney and do it all over again. You carry on doing this until you run out of presents, which then means you have to go back to the gift storage room and pick up some more. When you start off, your bag can only hold 10 tiny presents, but as you get more money, you can buy bigger bags to carry more presents, quite similarly to the Halloween game from the last episode. Now, as you can probably see, the distance between the North Pole and the village is quite far, and it takes a while to get to either one on foot. So it's best to buy a sled so you don't have to take as long. The only problem is the sleds are really fucking expensive. And as somebody my level, this means that they have to carry on doing the same jobs over and over again so that they can get paid and afford enough to buy one. So I ended up just sorting out different letters to Santa, where I just picked up a letter, put it up to the scanner, and it would tell me whether the kid has been naughty or nice. I'm not too sure on how a letter to Santa is able to determine that, but whatever, let's just do this so I can afford a sled. After doing a fuck ton of work and chopping down a few more trees, I was finally able to afford a sled, but at this point I was already getting incredibly bored of the game and I had done pretty much every job that there was to do, and since there's almost nothing else to do in this game, it's now time for my review. This game is pretty fun at first, since you get to be one of Santa's elves for a day and you get to do their work. Some of the jobs are pretty fun to do, mainly the tree decorating, toy making and delivering presents, but the jobs like chopping down trees and sorting out the mail weren't fun at all. They were incredibly boring and repetitive since you were just doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over. The other jobs were all slightly different every time you did them. I also think the items you can buy in this game should be way cheaper. The sled cost 2,000 coins and 8 Santa hats, and like I said, you had to have enough of both coins and Santa hats in order to buy the item you wanted, so even though I already had 8 Santa hats, I still needed 2,000 coins, which I think is way too expensive for somebody my level. I understand that when you're a higher level you can get more coins, which means that you could buy it faster, but why would you recommend me buying the sled if I didn't have enough money to buy it in the first place? Or why even offer me the job of delivering presents if I didn't have enough to buy the sled? So overall, this game can be fun at first, but it is very easy to get bored of it after you've done all the jobs. I think this is probably my favorite game in this episode though, since it had a lot more originality than the other two and I did have a bit of fun while playing some of it. So again, I quite like this game, but I got very bored of it very quickly. So with that review out the way, it's almost time to finish this episode of Worst Games on Roblox. Merry Christmas to you all, and a Happy New Year. Thank you all for continuing to love the series this year. Thanks for watching. Now let's go to the outro.
Well guys, that is the end of the episode, but don't leave yet, because I know a lot of you like to leave before the video is actually over, but please stay with me because I've got some stuff that I'd like to say. Well yes, this is the end of the episode, and this is the final episode of the year. The series will be back next year, and will hopefully be just as shit. But overall, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Worst Games on Roblox. This year has been pretty good for the series. I know I haven't uploaded many episodes this year, but we've still been really good. One of the episodes actually helped us reach 100,000 subscribers, which I'm super grateful for. So once again, this series is returning next year. I'm not sure when. I will hopefully work on it as soon as this video is out, so please look forward to that. And with that being said, Merry Christmas to all, and to all, good night. And that's this video all done and dusted. If you enjoyed this jolly good show, then please be sure to leave a like. Hit subscribe for more content like this from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheerio!